Reject modernity, accept tradition. The year is 2002. I get home from preschool to play on my first gaming console, the GameCube. I need to escape from reality through this distracting ass TV screen. I put in the disc that is smaller than my happiness. I get greeted by... This is one of many video game openings. They became more prevalent during the 90s and 2000s. Some modern games still have them, but some even don't have one and just take you right to the main menu. They went from start screens to back to start screens. I'm not saying every game should have one, but it's a bummer seeing the developers, publishers, game engines, and then they just jump you right into the menu like, here, play the damn thing. Is there a reason why they should have them? Yeah, because it looks f***ing cool. I want them to show me why I should be excited for my overly priced product. Now, you may ask, well, what about the ones after the start screen? Those count as openings, right? That is an opening cutscene. There is a difference. Join me as I revoke the skip intro button and show you why I love them so much. This is the art of video game openings. The first thing a memorable opening needs is good visuals. It doesn't matter what style it is, so long as it looks clean and nice. Second, good music. Need something to jam out my ears while my eyeballs are overstimulated. Third and final thing, show what the game is all about. You can't have just stuff going on that has nothing to do with the game you're playing. I'll go over a few of my favorite series growing up, the openings I'm fond of, and share my number one favorite from them. Let's start with an oldie, but a goodie. Smash 64 opens with Master Hand taking out a plushie of one of the characters in the game. It then uses whatever objects in the room to make the fighting arena. Then, with a simple countdown, the plushies come to life and leads to a montage of the fighters. There was only 8 of them, so not much to show here. It may have aged poorly since it was on the Nintendo 64, but it's still iconic. The fighters running alongside each other, the clash in the air, the half-a-second glimpse of the unlockable characters, to finally... I find it hard to believe they went from this to It shows characters from different series showing their presence. Bowser looking menacing, DK having a jolly good time. Don't worry, Ridley, you'll become a Smash fighter, eventually. We get the Triforce fellas, followed by a horde of Yoshis, and then Ice Climbers doing their thing. It does show them in the game, but only for a few seconds before going back to the CGI scenes. Sheik was also Zelda looking at the sky, Kirby flying in space, Fox and Wolf fighting, even though he looks like a fucking Fox clone. Then the unlockable characters from 64 get more screen time, except for Luigi. Poor guy can't catch a break. Then a montage of characters come together in this amazing crossover. Seeing this makes me think it's one connected world, and I'm all for it. Ready for what? This is my favorite Smash opening, because it all went downhill from here. I don't hate the others, but they're shallow compared to Melee's. Brawl uses cutscenes from Subspace Emissary, Wii U uses scenes from the character trailers, and Ultimate uses World of Light cutscenes. At least the music's good. Brawl has the gospel choir with a nice orchestra. Wii U is alright, and I don't care if it's cheesy, Ultimate's theme is a banger. There are only 5 games in this series, but damn it, I'm glad they kept the tradition of having one for all of them. Having high quality visuals with some great music is essential to a great opening. You can have some gameplay to show what the player will embark on, but I'm indifferent to it. Now, with the roster and characters from other IPs, they may have their own openings as well. I could think of one series in particular. Sonic's first proper opening was Sonic CD in 1993, and it was made by Toei Animation. Yeah, that Toei animation. It perfectly captures his character, and for some fans, what a Sonic game should be. Going fast, doing tricks, and looking cool. That is until he spots a little planet chained to the ground by Dr. Eggman. It's up to him to break the chain and save the planet. There are 2 tracks depending on which region you live in. Japan and Europe have You Can Do Anything, a hip-hop inspired track that describes CD's premise. US got Sonic Boom, which is more of a pop song that represents Sonic as a whole. While You Can Do Anything has its own charm and style, I can't get enough of Sonic Boom, man. Imagine it's 1999, you just got a Dreamcast for Christmas. You boot up this game and see a bustling city, civilians and all. Disaster strikes as water rises from the underground, engulfing the entire town. Only to reveal, this is a fucking Sonic game? This series started as a whimsical and fun time, and then terrorism. It pulls no punches with showing the premise of an ancient water god flooding Station Square with having the characters you will play as. This ain't your grandma's platformer, that's for sure. It sets the style for Sonic openings moving forward, even though its sequel is a complete downgrade. Don't get me wrong, I love SA2's opening. Having Sonic and Shadow rushing towards each other, cameos from other characters you'll be playing, ending with the iconic pose of all time. But with this being shorter and it's in-game, I like SA1's more. I know it's more of a preference, but I would rather have the opening be more polished and action-packed. Like Sonic Heroes, it does have some scenes from the game, but it has more original stuff with Team Sonic doing their thing, showing off the Egg Fleet, and them crashing the party. It's fun, cheesy, it gets me excited. Now let's add some edge to it. Who pinged everyone in the Discord server? I just want to talk. I had the most insane whiplash when I saw this. I know Sega may not have Shadow hold a gun nor ride a motorcycle again, but it just looks cool. Even the music has a darker tone than what Crush 40 usually does. I Am All of Me is a certified banger from your local VG music listener. Seeing Shadow so angry makes me want to give him a hug, but then again, he's been through so much, he might just kill me, like he did with Sonic. When I saw this, I was like, that son of a bitch. Crazy that the CGI portions had so many people working on it in 2005, including Jeff Fowler, who went on to become director of all the Sonic movies. God, I feel old. We wouldn't get another opening until 5 years later with Sonic Colors. Every mainline Sonic game in between had either a cutscene, is very short, or uses a trailer we've seen before. Funny, we went from Shadow's dark and brooding opening to this. The setting for Colors is an intergalactic adventure, so using electronic music sets the tone. It just screams fun and whimsical. Sonic using the power of the wisps to traverse? I can't get enough of the visuals. Marza Animation is responsible for these openings, and they always bring their A game. Even Lost World's opening looks really good, even if it's just Sonic dodging the Deadly Six. They know this character like the back of their hands. So why the was there not an opening for Forces and Frontiers? They worked on all these trailers, yet they couldn't work on an opening for them? If Smash can make an opening for its trailers, then Sonic can too. I want an opening for the next 3D Sonic game, damn it! Oh right, the classic style games. I appreciate the openings here are in 2D. Mania was the catalyst, and it's beautiful. I love the trio going up the elevator, showing all the classic games, except CD. Sonic running around with the help of his friends, dodging the hard-boiled heavies, and running towards you as to say, yeah, we back. Bless Tyson Hess and his team at Studio Yoda. So good he came back to help Powerhouse Animation Studios for Origins. Still looking good as ever. Superstars is meh, but for me, they don't compare to my favorite Sonic opening. This is over Adventure, Heroes, Colors, even Mania. One that has everything I love about a video game opening. A style that looks amazing, music that makes me dance in my chair, and the energy that makes me excited to play. Every time I boot up this game, I never skip the opening. While other spin-off games have their own flair with their openings, they don't compare to the sheer amazingness that is Sonic Riders. Even though it's just Team Sonic and the Babylon Rogues racing against each other, it's beautifully crafted in a way that I wish the game would look like this. The studio responsible is Production IG, who did some well-known anime movies, series, and video games. They did not need to go this hard for a racing spin-off game, but man, it's so good. I love the part when Storm knocks Tails off his board and Sonic turns around to save him. It does a great job with how fast they're going with their extreme gears and showcasing Sonic's character to help his friends when they need it. This is my favorite Sonic opening. I hope we get something like this again in the future, but I'm glad it even exists. Speaking of anime, they keep the tradition of having an opening at the beginning of every episode. Same goes for anime video games. Whether it's a JRPG series or an adaptation, it's highly likely it'll have an opening. One series adaptation is near and dear to my heart, a series that I got into because of the video games. No matter which game I play from this series, it almost always has an opening. Cutting off the song because I'm not taking any chances. It's insane to think that this was my first experience with Dragon Ball Z, and it's a recreation of the original opening. I've already said my piece on Budokai 2, but bottom line, I prefer this over the first on being that it's in 2D. Same with the Tenkaichi openings. The first one looks like ass cheeks, but they do get better over time, with the third one being my favorite. Most Dragon Ball openings follow the simple formula of having good action, a style that is close to the source material or game's graphics, and some jamming music to boot. I love how each game has its own opening that is distinct from one another. However, once you've seen one, you've pretty much seen all of them. It's cool when you first see one, but when you play multiple games like I have, it becomes repetitive. Fighters is distinct from the rest because of its graphics, but having a montage of characters one by one reminds me of Ultimate Battle 22's opening, and that game came out in 1995. Sparking Zero has the main heroes and villains duking it out from their respective sub-series. You know another game that did that? GT Final Bout in 1997. These openings are good, but they're so repetitive that I know what to expect. Meet the heroes, meet the villains, duke it out, beam attack, title card. I played so many Dragon Ball games that the openings look the same to me. Thankfully, there is one exception. An opening that always puts a smile on my face every time I see it. This opening, in my opinion, is what the series is all about. No, not the HD version with a generic ass track. I want the real opening. When I first saw this, I was in awe. The visuals, the music, the game it represents, this is what every opening should be. I'm always biased for 2D animation, but the characters are on point, the setting looks amazing, and the action is just enough to not be overbearing. I know in the Japanese version the track has lyrics, but listening to the guitar hitting those notes just invokes this powerful yet emotional tone. If I can describe why I love this opening with only one word, it would be adventure. The original story of Dragon Ball is about a boy setting off an adventure to find the 7 magic Dragon Balls. Sure, it involves into fighting for others and yourself, but the adventure is still a major key point to this series. It works so well with this game because the main mode is going off an adventure. No matter who you pick, you can explore the world at your leisure. You will fight some enemies, but it's about the journey and the perseverance to push past your limits and reach out to those who need it. When I say video game openings are art, this is what I mean. It gets you excited for the journey you will take. It lets you escape from reality even for a little bit. I get lost into this world every time I see it. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 has my favorite video game opening of all time. These video game openings are only a portion of what's out there. They get me excited every time I boot up a game that has one. I want to show how great they are. If there's one that's your favorite, feel free to share. I want games to be confident in themselves, and having a video game opening can help. It may not seem like much, but they mean something to me. I hope to see more in the future. Remember the Sega Superstars opening when Sonic killed Eggman with a tennis ball? Because I do.